Hello, and welcome to Evergreen Health, where wisdom meets wellness. If you're over 60 and waking up more tired than when you went to bed, this video may change your life. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever stared at the ceiling at exactly 2:17 a.m., wondering why your body feels tired, but your mind just won't shut off? You've turned off your phone. You've tried counting sheep. Even that sleepy time tea your neighbor swears by didn't work. Still, your eyes stay wide open. Your soul begs for rest. But what if I told you the true key to deep healing sleep isn't in a pill bottle? It's hiding in your kitchen? Yes, right there, next to the bananas. Most people think that poor sleep is just part of getting older. But here's the truth. It's not your age. It's your biochemistry. As we pass 50, our body's natural clock, the circadian rhythm, begins to fade. You go to sleep at 10, but wake up at 2 a.m., wide-eyed and alert for no reason. Doctors call it age-related insomnia. But what they rarely tell you is this. Your nervous system is running low on the fuel it needs to stay calm, stable, and asleep. And guess what? That fuel isn't found in melatonin pills or over-the-counter drugs. It's in real food, eaten at the right time, in the right way. Sleep is not just about closing your eyes. It's when your brain detoxifies, your heart slows down to heal, your immune system resets, and your memory comes back online. Miss that window, and you don't just feel tired. You accelerate aging, weaken your immunity, even shrink your muscles overnight. But here's the good news. Nature already built a solution. Certain foods, real, affordable, and available today, don't just help you sleep. They actually teach your brain how to sleep again. Naturally, gently, permanently. In this video, I'll share 7 powerful foods that have helped my senior patients sleep like they haven't in decades. And I'll guide you through a simple nighttime healing plate to rewire your sleep cycle without medication. And here's the best part. These methods are 100% natural, doctor-backed, and truly life-changing. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Evergreen Health. Your support helps us keep creating honest, helpful content that serves your journey to lifelong vitality. Now let's begin, because your best night's sleep is just ahead. Part 2. Bananas, the nightly signal your brain has been missing. Bananas, not just a snack, but a natural sleep trigger. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at a banana and thought, this could help me sleep better tonight? Probably not, right? You've likely thought of bananas as a quick breakfast, a smoothie ingredient, or maybe something soft to pair with toast. Nothing special. But here's the truth. This humble fruit might be one of the most powerful tools you've been overlooking, especially if you're struggling with restless legs, racing thoughts, or those frustrating 2 a.m. wake-ups. The science. Why bananas help you sleep. Bananas are packed with 3 key nutrients that support better sleep, especially for older adults. Magnesium helps your muscles relax and supports your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for calming you down. Potassium keeps muscle cramps and nighttime tension at bay. It also helps regulate heart rhythm during sleep. Vitamin B6 converts tryptophan, an amino acid, into serotonin, the feel-good brain chemical that makes you feel calm and relaxed. And here's the magic. Serotonin is the direct building block for melatonin, the hormone your body needs to fall asleep and stay asleep. So when you eat a banana in the evening, you're giving your body the raw materials it needs to make the chemistry of sleep, naturally. Real-life story, Rosa and the 3 a.m. curse. Let me introduce you to Rosa, a 65-year-old retired school librarian from Ohio. For years, Rosa went to bed around 10 p.m., only to wake up at exactly 2:30 a.m., wide awake for no clear reason. She wasn't anxious. She wasn't in pain. But she was fully alert. Sound familiar? Her doctor said it was just part of getting older. She figured it was something she had to live with. But during one of our sessions, I gave her a surprisingly simple recommendation. Eat one ripe banana, with brown spots, about an hour before bed. Nothing else, just that. She looked skeptical, but agreed to try it. By night 3, her early morning wake-ups got shorter. By week 2, they stopped entirely. By week 4, she didn't need melatonin supplements or nighttime teas anymore. Rosa didn't knock herself out. She just gave her brain what it needed to remember how to sleep. Try this: banana oat milk, bedtime pudding. Here's a soothing bedtime treat that enhances the sleep-promoting benefits of bananas. Creamy banana oat milk pudding. 1 ripe banana, soft and speckled with brown spots. 1/2 cup warm, unsweetened oat milk. 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed. A pinch of cinnamon. Optional. 1 teaspoon almond butter. How to use: mash the banana into the warm oat milk, stir in the rest, and enjoy slowly about 45 minutes before bed. This snack helps in 3 ways: relaxes your muscles with magnesium and potassium, boosts melatonin naturally through tryptophan and B6, stabilizes blood sugar so you don't wake up hungry at 3 a.m. What about green bananas? Most people don't realize that slightly green bananas contain more resistant starch, a special kind of fiber that feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Why does that matter for sleep? Because your gut and brain are deeply connected. A healthy gut microbiome supports the production of GABA, serotonin, and other calming neurotransmitters. So, by feeding your gut before bed, you're also feeding your mind peace. Let's talk about you, be honest. Have you ever tried eating a banana at night? If you have, did you notice a difference? And if you haven't, would you give it a try this week? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Sometimes the best remedies don't come in pill bottles. Sometimes they come in bunches. Use bananas wisely. Bananas are powerful, but they're not sleeping pills. Here's what to keep in mind. Don't eat them with sugary desserts like banana bread or ice cream. Avoid pairing with coffee or chocolate at night. Don't eat one right before lying down. Give your body 30 to 60 minutes to digest. Stick with 1 banana, paired with slow-digesting carbs or plant-based milk, and let your body take care of the rest. Final thought: bananas help you remember what sleep feels like. Here's something I've seen again and again. Bananas don't sedate you. They remind your body how to wind down, how to feel safe, how to rest. In a world of flashing screens, loud stress, and racing minds, that reminder is worth its weight in gold. So tonight, if you're staring at the ceiling at 2:17 a.m., put down the phone, skip the pills, try a banana. You might just rediscover the rhythm of rest your body has been quietly craving all along. Part 3. Almonds, the cortisol whisperer. Hiding in your pantry. Almonds, tiny soldiers in the fight for sleep. Picture this. You're lying in bed. It's quiet. The lights are off. You've turned off the TV, put the phone down, and pulled the covers up. But your mind won't quit. You're replaying yesterday's conversation with your son. You're remembering a bill you forgot to pay. Suddenly, you're wondering if you left the back door unlocked. Sound familiar? If you're over 60, chances are you've had nights like this. Your body's tired, but your brain is stuck in overdrive. And what's likely behind it? One word: cortisol. Cortisol, helpful by day, harmful by night. Cortisol is your body's main stress hormone. It keeps you alert and focused during the day. That's a good thing, when it works as it should. But at night, it's supposed to go down, letting melatonin rise and your body shift into rest mode. For many older adults, though, cortisol doesn't follow that pattern. Instead, it stays elevated. And that's a big problem when you're trying to sleep. What causes this imbalance? Old, unresolved stress, poor blood sugar control, a magnesium deficiency, very common over age 60, chronic inflammation, stimulants like caffeine or some medications. Your body is trying to sleep, but your hormones think it's time to solve problems. Why almonds help? Calm cortisol. That's where almonds come in. They're not just a healthy snack. They're a powerful, natural way to calm your body before bed. Here's why they work. Nutrient. How it supports sleep: magnesium. Calms the nervous system and lowers cortisol, vitamin E. Reduces brain inflammation that interferes with sleep. Healthy fats keep blood sugar stable overnight. Tryptophan helps make serotonin, which becomes melatonin. But the real star here is magnesium, and almonds are packed with it. Your brain needs magnesium to activate GABA, the neurotransmitter that signals it's time to wind down. Without enough magnesium, your brain can't shift into sleep mode, even when you're tired. Arthur's story, from overthinking to restful nights. Let me tell you about Arthur, a 72-year-old retired architect from Phoenix. Arthur described his nights as brain traffic. He couldn't stop thinking. Ideas, regrets, old memories, to-do lists. Even names of clients from 1985 popped up out of nowhere. He wasn't anxious during the day, but at night, his brain would race. After checking his lab results, we found that his magnesium levels were low, even though he took a multivitamin. That's the thing. Not all magnesium is absorbed equally, especially as we age. So I recommended a change in his evening routine. Soak 8 to 10 raw almonds for 6 hours. Eat them 1 hour before bed with a warm cup of oat milk and a sprinkle of cinnamon. He was skeptical, but gave it a shot. By the 10th night, he told me, "Doc, my head feels quiet when I lay down." By week 3, he was falling asleep in under 20 minutes and sleeping straight through the night. No pills, no side effects, just a natural, nutritional reset. The science behind it. We often think of sleep as flipping a switch, but sleep is actually a transition. Your body shifts from the fight or flight system into rest and digest mode. This shift is controlled by GABA, the chemical that slows your brain activity and helps you unwind. And what does GABA need? Magnesium. That's why almonds, rich in absorbable magnesium, are such a reliable, natural sleep ally. They don't knock you out. They help your brain remember how to slow down. A comforting alternative. Warm almond milk. Not a fan of eating before bed? Try this. Warm almond sleep milk. 1 cup. Unsweetened almond milk. 1 to 2 teaspoons cinnamon. Optional. A pinch of nutmeg or turmeric. Warm it gently. Sip slowly about 30-45 minutes before bed. This calming drink delivers magnesium in liquid form, supports digestion, keeps your blood sugar stable through the night. No sugar, no dairy. Just calm in a cup. Common mistakes to avoid almonds are powerful, but like anything, they need to be used the right way. Here's what not to do. Salted almonds. Sodium works against magnesium's calming effect. Chocolate-covered almonds. Caffeine and sugar. Ruin your chances of sleeping. Eating too many. Can cause bloating or stomach discomfort. Eating right before bed. Always allow at least 45-60 minutes to digest. Pro tip: soak your almonds for 6 to 8 hours, to make them easier to digest and improve mineral absorption. Just 8 to 10 soaked almonds are all you need. Let's talk about you. Have you ever tried almonds before bed? Did you notice a difference? Or have you been struggling with sleep and wondering if something simple, like a handful of nuts, could really help? Give it a try this week. Then let us know in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else who's been tossing and turning just like you. Final thought. Almonds are more than nutrition. They're a signal. Here's what I tell my patients. Almonds don't make you sleep. They remind your body that the day is done. They're a gentle signal. They say, "You've done enough. You don't need to think right now. Just rest." For seniors who've spent a lifetime doing, working, fixing, providing, that message is powerful and healing. So tonight, instead of reaching for a pill, reach for something real. Let nature do what it's always done best. Let it whisper you to sleep. Part 4. The secret enemy in your cup. Why even decaf coffee can destroy your sleep. That nighttime ritual might be the reason you're still tired. Let's say you've made all the right changes. You stop drinking regular coffee after lunch. You dim the lights early. You've even swapped your nightly espresso for a comforting cup of decaf. And yet, night after night, you're still waking up at 2 a.m. or 3:30 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering, why can't I sleep through the night anymore? Here's something most people don't realize. Decaf coffee is not caffeine-free, and more importantly, your brain may still think it's time to stay awake. Hidden caffeine still impacts your sleep. Fact number 1. Decaf doesn't mean no caffeine. Most decaf coffee still contains 3% to 10% of its original caffeine content. That may not seem like much, but for older adults, even 5 to 10 milligrams of caffeine can cause problems. Why? Because as we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing caffeine. What used to take 4 hours to leave your system in your 30s could now take 8 to 12 hours. Even a small cup of decaf coffee in the evening can disrupt melatonin production, prevent your nervous system from relaxing, cut down on your REM sleep, the deep, healing part of the cycle. Fact number 2. The decaf process isn't always clean. Most people think decaf means safe, but they don't realize how the caffeine is removed. Many decaf coffees are made using chemical solvents, including methylene chloride, ethyl acetate. Even in tiny amounts, these chemicals can interfere with neurotransmitters like GABA, needed to calm the brain, slightly raise anxiety levels, disrupt your body's natural sleep-wake rhythm. So yes, your cup of decaf may feel soothing, but chemically, it could be sending mixed signals to your brain. The brain doesn't just respond to ingredients, it responds to ritual. Think about how many years you started your day with coffee. The aroma, the mug in your hands, the warm taste. Now ask yourself this. What message does my brain receive when I drink that same coffee, even without the caffeine, at night? Your brain remembers. It says, "It's time to wake up." This isn't about superstition. It's neuroscience. The longer you've associated coffee with alertness, the more that association sticks. So even if the caffeine is mostly gone, the ritual itself can still raise your cortisol and disrupt melatonin production. Real story. Maria's coffee confusion. Maria, 69, from Chicago, loved her nighttime decaf cappuccino. It made her feel relaxed. It was part of her routine, but her sleep log told a different story. 9:30 p.m. Decaf. 11:00 p.m. Restless in bed. 3:00 a.m. Wide awake. 6:00 a.m. Groggy, irritable, and frustrated. She thought it was age. or hormones. But it turned out to be habit plus chemistry. When she replaced her decaf with a calming herbal tea for just 1 week, she began sleeping from 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m., uninterrupted. Her problem wasn't insomnia. It was a conditioned habit that needed to be retrained. Try this instead: a true sleep elixir. Want a warm, calming drink that won't disrupt your sleep? Calming Sleep Tea. Recipe: 1 TSP dried chamomile flowers, 1 to 2 TSP dried passion flower, 1 slice fresh ginger, 1 TSP raw honey. Optional. Instructions: heat water to 185 degrees, not boiling. Steep the herbs covered for 10 minutes. Sip slowly, 30–45 minutes before bed. Chamomile and passion flower help activate the same calming pathways in your brain that certain sleep medications target, but without side effects. Think about your routine. Have you been drinking decaf at night? Do you notice a pattern in your wake-ups? Would you be open to replacing it for a few nights just to see what happens? Sometimes the habit we think is helping is actually keeping us stuck. Try switching it up for 1 week. You might sleep better than you have in years. Doctor's insight: ritual is just as important as the drink. In my experience, sleep is not just about chemicals. It's about patterns, and it's about trust. Your nervous system is waiting for a cue. The day is over. It's okay to slow down. That cue can come from the lighting in your room, the music you play, the tea you sip, the food you pair it with. If your current ritual is wired for stimulation, your brain won't let go. But if you start signaling peace night after night, your system will adapt and begin to unwind. Final tips to break the coffee chain reaction. Do replace coffee, even decaf, with a warm herbal infusion. Pair with sleep-friendly foods like bananas, oats, or a small serving of almonds. Dim the lights, slow your pace, and create an evening wind-down ritual. Don't drink coffee, regular or decaf, after 2 p.m. Consume chocolate-based drinks at night. They often contain caffeine. Use sugary hot drinks before bed. They spike blood sugar and disrupt your sleep hormones. Sometimes, better sleep isn't about doing more. It's about removing what no longer serves you, even something as familiar as a warm evening coffee. Part 5. Cherries. Resetting the sleep clock with nature's red jewels. Cherries, nature's sweetest sleep signal. We usually think of cherries as a summertime treat. Sweet, tart, juicy, maybe tossed in a fruit bowl or baked into a pie. But what if I told you cherries could actually help reset your sleep cycle? Yes, cherries. Not a supplement, not a pill, just real food, working with your body to gently say, it's time to rest now. And here's why that matters. Melatonin, your internal sleep timer. Melatonin isn't just a sleep aid. It's your body's biological timekeeper. Your internal clock, or circadian rhythm, depends on melatonin too. Signal bedtime. Lower your core body temperature. Trigger hormone release. Shift your brain into recovery mode while you sleep. But as we age, melatonin levels naturally decrease. And modern life doesn't help. Bright lights at night, TV and phone screens, stress, irregular bedtime routines, hormonal changes after 50. Even if you feel tired, your brain might not recognize that it's time to sleep. That's where cherries come in. Cherries, a natural source of gentle, effective melatonin. Unlike synthetic melatonin pills, which are often overused and may disrupt your natural rhythm, cherries contain bioavailable melatonin. That means your body absorbs and uses it more easily, without the harsh hormone spikes that can come with supplements. Cherries work in sync with your natural chemistry, helping you Fall asleep faster. Stay asleep longer. Improve sleep quality. Wake up more refreshed. And they're incredibly easy to use. Ellen's story. Sleep recovery after travel. Ellen, a 66-year-old retired nurse from Seattle, loved flying out to New York to visit her grandkids. But after every trip, her sleep was a disaster for days, falling asleep too late, waking up too early, and feeling exhausted. So we tried something simple. I gave her a 3-night sleep reset plan using cherries. Here's what she did. Ate 12 frozen tart cherries about an hour before bed. Turned off electronics by 9 p.m. Closed the curtains. Avoided other snacks or drinks. By the 3rd night, Ellen was sleeping through the night, without any medications. Now she uses this same routine anytime her schedule feels off. After travel, during daylight saving time, or even after a few nights of poor sleep. Extra benefits. Cherries fight inflammation and brain fog. Melatonin isn't the only reason cherries work. They're also packed with anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants that help reduce inflammation in the brain, fight oxidative stress, protect memory and cognitive clarity. If you've ever woken up feeling mentally foggy, sluggish, a little off, or even sore, that might be a sign your sleep was interrupted at the cellular level, often due to inflammation. Cherries help reverse that. So you don't just sleep better, you wake up sharper and more refreshed. The best ways to use cherries for sleep. Want to try cherries as part of your bedtime routine? Here's how to do it right. Best options: fresh or frozen cherries, 10 to 15. Eaten for 60 minutes before bed. 100% tart cherry juice, about 1/2 cup in the evening. Cherry smoothie. Blend cherries with oat milk and banana for extra serotonin support. What to avoid? Dried cherries. Usually high in added sugar. Canned cherries. Often packed in syrup. Leads to blood sugar spikes. Cherry-flavored foods. Rarely contain real cherry or melatonin. Let's talk. Have you ever tried cherries at night? Did you notice any difference in your sleep? Would you be open to trying them for the next 3 nights, just to see what happens? Sometimes the simplest things, like fruit, can create the biggest shift. If you've struggled with sleep, what if cherries were the missing piece? Let us know your experience. You might help someone else feel hopeful again. Doctor's insight. Use cherries as a rhythm reset. I tell my older patients this all the time. Use cherries like a reset button. When your sleep rhythm feels out of sync, whether it's after travel, a stressful week, or just the changing seasons, a simple cherry protocol can gently guide your body back into balance. It's not about knocking you out. It's about reminding your body that it already knows how to sleep. It just needs a nudge. Part 6. Kiwi. The green fruit that calms anxiety and restores sleep naturally. A small fruit with big sleep. Benefits. You've heard about bananas. You've heard about cherries. But let's talk about kiwi. A fruit that often flies under the radar, yet quietly outperforms many others when it comes to supporting restful sleep. Yes, the small, fuzzy fruit with a vibrant green center isn't just good for digestion or vitamin C. Kiwi has been scientifically shown to help people fall asleep faster, sleep longer, and wake up feeling better, especially older adults. What makes kiwi unique? Kiwi isn't a one-trick fruit. It's packed with nutrients that work together to support brain chemistry, reduce inflammation, and relax the nervous system. Here's what makes it special. Nutrient-compound function for sleep. Health serotonin. Regulates mood and converts into melatonin for sleep. Vitamin C and E. reduce oxidative stress and support brain clarity. Folate supports neurotransmitter production in aging brains. Flavonoids, carotenoids, help protect neurons and fight inflammation. Magnesium and potassium, relax muscles, stabilize heart rate, reduce nighttime wake-ups. Fiber improves digestion and supports gut-brain communication. Unlike isolated supplements, kiwi provides these nutrients in a balanced, natural form, making them easier for the body to use. What the research shows. A 2011 clinical study from Taiwan evaluated the impact of kiwis on adults with sleep disturbances. Participants ate 2 kiwis 1 hour before bed every night for 4 weeks. Here's what happened. 35% decrease in time it took to fall asleep. 28% improvement in total sleep duration. 42% increase in uninterrupted sleep. Better mood and alertness the next morning. No pills. No side effects. Just kiwi. George's story. Sleep, anxiety, and a simple change. George, a 70-year-old retired art teacher from California, had a familiar problem. He could fall asleep just fine, but would wake up every night around 2 a.m. with his mind racing. Old projects, finances, family worries. It all came flooding in. He also struggled with mild anxiety, especially at night. We made one small change. Eat 1 kiwi and half a banana at 9 p.m. Lights low. No caffeine. No TV. That was it. Within 1 week, George was sleeping for 6 hours straight. By week 3, he was sleeping through the night. No interruptions. But the real surprise? I noticed I wasn't as anxious during the day. I felt calmer. More like myself. Kiwi didn't knock him out. It helped his nervous system remember how to relax. How kiwi eases anxiety and restores. Calm kiwi helps in more ways than just boosting melatonin. It also supports emotional balance and stress reduction. Here's how. Vitamin C lowers cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. Serotonin improves emotional stability and promotes restful sleep. Magnesium and potassium help regulate nerve activity and heart rhythm. Fiber and enzymes improve gut health, which is strongly connected to mood. Have you noticed yourself feeling more tense or irritable at night? Kiwi might help your body unwind more easily, without medication. Best ways to use kiwi for sleep. Here's how to make kiwi part of your nightly wind-down routine. Do this. Eat 1 to 2 fresh kiwis about 1 hour before bed. Pair with half a banana or a spoonful of oats to support serotonin production. Eat the skin, too, if comfortable. Just rinse and rub off the fuzz. It's loaded with fiber and antioxidants. Chew slowly and stay off screens during digestion. Kiwi Sleep Smoothie. Recipe. Want a bedtime drink that's light, tasty, and sleep-friendly. Ingredients. 1 kiwi, skin on if tolerated. 1 lactose banana. 1 2 cup unsweetened oat milk. 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed. A dash of cinnamon. Blend well. Drink 30-45 minutes before bed. This combo supports serotonin and melatonin naturally and soothes your nervous system as you wind down. When to be careful with kiwi is generally safe for most people, but here are a few things to keep in mind. If you have acid reflux, kiwi might cause slight discomfort. Pair it with oats or milk to soften the effect. If you're taking serotonin-based medications or beta blockers, consult your doctor. Avoid overripe or mushy kiwis. They can spike blood sugar, especially at night. Let's check in for our viewers over 60. Have you ever eaten kiwi in the evening? Have you noticed a difference in your anxiety or sleep quality? Would you be willing to try kiwi for just 3 nights in a row and track how you feel? Sometimes the biggest improvements come from the smallest shifts. Final thought. Kiwi helps your brain. Remember how to sleep. As a doctor, I've heard this from many patients. My mind just doesn't shut off anymore. I don't think I can sleep like I used to. I've tried everything. But I always remind them, you're not broken. You're just out of rhythm. Kiwi doesn't sedate you. It doesn't mask the problem. It gently gives your body what it needs to reset the rhythm, to calm down, to recover, and to rest deeply. It's not about overpowering the system. It's about supporting it, naturally. And that's real healing. Part 7. Sauerkraut, a fermented friend or foe for your sleep. Sauerkraut, the gut's quiet sleep. Coach, at first glance, fermented cabbage might not strike you as a sleep superfood. But when eaten the right way, and at the right time, sauerkraut can be a gentle but powerful ally for your nighttime rest. That's because real unpasteurized sauerkraut is rich in live probiotics, beneficial bacteria that do more than just help with digestion. They help your brain calm down. They help reduce nighttime stress. They help your body get ready for deeper, more restorative sleep. Your gut and brain are always talking science. Now confirms what ancient wisdom has suggested for centuries. The gut is your second brain. And when it's out of balance, your brain often feels the effects, especially at night. Your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in your digestive tract, plays a role in producing neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, managing melatonin and cortisol, the hormones that control your sleep-wake cycle, reducing inflammation that interferes with brain clarity, sending calming or alert signals to the brain via the vagus nerve. When your gut is in good shape, you sleep better. Plain and simple. Why raw sauerkraut helps. Properly made sauerkraut, the kind in the refrigerated section, not the shelf-stable jars, contains lactobacillus, a probiotic that encourages GABA, which promotes calmness and sleep. Vitamin C helps reduce nighttime cortisol spikes. Acetylcholine precursors support the parasympathetic system, your rest and digest mode. When used correctly, sauerkraut can help calm your digestion, support melatonin production, improve the quality of your deep sleep, reduce anxiety that lingers at night. But, and this is important, when misused, sauerkraut can disrupt your sleep instead of improving it. When sauerkraut disrupts your night, here are the 4 most common mistakes seniors make when adding sauerkraut to their dinner routine. 1. Pairing it with the wrong foods. Sauerkraut and wine, chocolate, red meat, cheese can trigger histamine overload, especially in sensitive people. That means hot flashes, itchy skin, restless legs, nighttime wake-ups. 2. Eating it too late. Fermentation continues in your gut. If you eat it less than 2 hours before bedtime, it may cause gas, bloating, acid reflux, fragmented sleep. 3. Eating too much. Even healthy probiotics in excess can overload the gut. Stick with just 2 to 3 tablespoons, not a bowl. 4. Buying the pasteurized kind. Most store-bought sauerkraut is heated to extend shelf life, but that kills the beneficial bacteria. Look for raw, organic, unpasteurized sauerkraut in the refrigerated section of your grocery store. Teresa's story. From Sleepless to Soothe Teresa, 74, from Michigan, saw a video online about probiotics and started eating sauerkraut every night. She thought she was doing the right thing, but within days she began waking up hot, feeling anxious for no reason, having itchy skin in the middle of the night. When we looked closer, here's what we found. She was eating 1-2 cup of sauerkraut. Right after dinner, that included wine, red meat, and dark chocolate. We made some simple changes. Switch to 2 tablespoons of raw sauerkraut. Paired it with steamed vegetables and brown rice. Ate dinner earlier, by 6:30 p.m. No chocolate or wine after 5 p.m. Within a week, the symptoms disappeared, and she started sleeping soundly again. The moral? Sometimes it's not what you eat. It's how and when you eat it. How to eat sauerkraut for better sleep do. Eat it with gentle, easy-to-digest foods like brown rice, oats, or steamed veggies. Limit your portion to 2 to 3 tablespoons. Eat it at least 2 hours before bed. Look for raw, unpasteurized sauerkraut from the refrigerator section. Don't. Mix with red wine, dark chocolate, or fatty meats. Take with iron supplements. Sauerkraut's vitamin C can boost iron absorption, which may interfere with melatonin. Eat large portions if you have a sensitive stomach. Want to make your own? Making sauerkraut at home is easier than you think, and it ensures you're getting live, clean probiotics. Homemade sleep-friendly sauerkraut. Ingredients: 1 medium green cabbage, 1 tablespoon sea salt. Instructions: slice cabbage finely. Massage salt into cabbage until it releases liquid. Pack tightly into a clean glass jar. Press it down, cover loosely, and let ferment at room temperature for 5 to 7 days. That's it. A naturally probiotic-rich food. No sugar, no additives. Your turn. What's your gut telling you? Let me ask, do you ever feel bloated or anxious before bed, even if you ate healthy? Have you tried probiotics like sauerkraut? Would you be willing to try a 7-night sauerkraut reset with proper food timing and portions? It might surprise you how quickly your sleep improves, once your gut is on your side. Doctor's perspective. Sleep starts in the belly. A lot of people think poor sleep is a brain issue, but for many older adults, it's actually a gut problem. When your digestion is inflamed, overloaded, or imbalanced, your body sends constant stress signals to the brain. Stay alert. Something's not right. But when your gut is calm, your brain gets the message. You're safe. You can rest now. Sauerkraut, used properly and in moderation, can be part of a powerful, natural solution. Not a sleeping pill, not a sedative, just real food, with real results. Part 8. Oatmeal, the warm evening shield against 3 a.m. wake-ups. Oatmeal, more than a morning meal. We often think of oatmeal as a healthy way to start the day. Warm, filling, and packed with fiber. But what most people don't realize is that oatmeal can also be your best defense against poor sleep, especially if you often wake up around 3 a.m. for no clear reason. It's not just a breakfast food. It can be your body's sleep insurance, if eaten correctly in the evening. Why do seniors wake up at 3 a.m.? If you're over 60 and frequently wake up around 3 hours in the morning, no sound, no stress, just suddenly wide awake, it might not be insomnia. More likely, it's a drop in blood sugar, also known as nocturnal hypoglycemia. Here's what happens. You fall asleep normally. A few hours later, your blood sugar drops. Your brain senses the danger and releases adrenaline and cortisol to raise your glucose. Those hormones wake you up, sometimes with a racing heart or an unsettled mind. This isn't a disease, it's a fuel issue, and oatmeal solves it beautifully. How oatmeal supports better sleep. Oatmeal delivers what your brain and body need overnight. Ingredient sleep. Benefit complex, carbohydrates. Provide slow, steady energy to prevent glucose dips. Magnesium relaxes muscles and calms the nervous system. Helps your body make melatonin, the sleep hormone. And oats contain avenin, a unique protein that acts as a gentle nervous system calmer, like a whisper telling your brain, it's time to slow down. Walter's story, the 3 a.m. wake-up call. Walter, 68, was a retired firefighter who came to me feeling exhausted. "I fall asleep fast," he said, "but like clockwork, I wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. My mind's racing. Sometimes I feel hungry, sometimes just wired, but I can't go back to sleep." His daytime blood sugar looked normal, but a test at 2:30 a.m. told a different story. His glucose had dropped too low. We created a simple plan. About 90 minutes before bed, have 1+2 cup of cooked oats with warm almond milk, a spoonful of flaxseed, and a dash of cinnamon. Just 4 nights later, Walter reported, "No more early wake-ups, no late-night hunger, better energy in the morning. I actually feel rested now," he said. "It's like my body remembers how to sleep again." A simple evening oatmeal recipe. Here's a reliable nighttime bowl you can make part of your wind-down routine. Sleep-soothing oats. 1-2 cup rolled oats. 1 cup warm oat or almond milk. 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed. 1/2 banana. Boosts serotonin and potassium. A sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg. Optional. 1 teaspoon almond butter. For slow-digesting healthy fat. Cook gently. Eat slowly. Enjoy it at least 1 hour before bed. This isn't just a snack, it's a signal to your body that it's safe to rest. What to avoid? Oatmeal mistakes that hurt sleep. Not all oatmeal is created equal. Some types can cause sugar spikes and crashes that actually make sleep worse. Avoid instant packets. Too much sugar, not enough fiber. Flavored oats. Artificial additives can stimulate the brain. Granola bars. Usually high in processed sugars and poor quality fats. Choose whole rolled oats or steel-cut oats. These offer the slow, sustained energy your body needs during the night. More reasons to eat oatmeal at night. Oats don't just prevent wake-ups. They help your entire system function better during sleep. Boost serotonin. Complex carbs plus B vitamins. Mood stability. Feed gut bacteria. Soluble fiber supports digestion and immunity. Reduce inflammation. Antioxidants like avenanthramides help soothe the body. Prevent cramps. Potassium and magnesium help relax muscles and nerves. Let's reflect, seniors. Think about your sleep last night. Did you wake up between 2:30 and 4 a.m.? Did you feel hungry or restless? Have you tried eating a small, slow-burning snack before bed? If not, would you be open to trying oatmeal for 3 nights, just as a test? It might surprise you how much your body responds to something so simple. Doctor's note. Sleep comes from safety and fuel. People often think sleep is something they have to force. With pills, with noise machines, with hope. But that's not how the body works. Sleep is something your brain allows when it feels stable, nourished, and calm. A warm bowl of oatmeal before bed tells your system, you're not in danger, you're not hungry, you're supported. It's a quiet message, but for many people, especially after 60, it's exactly the message the nervous system has been waiting for. Part 9. Chamomile. How to brew it right to unlock real sleep benefits. Chamomile, the ancient symbol of calm. When most people think of natural sleep remedies, they think of chamomile. It's been used for centuries to promote peace and rest. And in today's world, it's often the first tea recommended when someone says, "I can't fall asleep." But here's something you probably didn't know. Chamomile only works when it's brewed the right way. Most people don't get the real benefit. Not because chamomile is weak, but because they're preparing it wrong. Apigenin, the secret ingredient. In chamomile contains a special compound called apigenin. That's the key to its sleep-enhancing effect. Apigenin binds to GABA receptors in the brain. similar to anti-anxiety meds, helps lower cortisol, reduces tension in the body, slows brain activity, encouraging the brain to shift into rest mode. But apigenin is delicate. Too much heat, too little steep time, or poor quality tea can destroy it. If you've tried chamomile and felt no difference, chances are the brewing was off. How to brew chamomile the right way, the do's. Use loose, dried chamomile flowers, not store-brand tea bags. Heat water to 185–190 degrees just before boiling. Cover your mug as it steeps. This locks in the essential oils. Steep for 8 to 10 minutes, minimum. Use 1–2 teaspoons per cup for therapeutic strength. The don'ts. Don't pour boiling water. It destroys apigenin. Don't leave your mug uncovered. The steam carries away key compounds. Don't expect results from weak tea bags or 2-minute steeps. Don't add milk or heavy sugar. It blunts the natural effect. Deep sleep tea recipe. Ingredients: 1 tablespoon dried chamomile flowers, 1 chuck or 2 teaspoon lemon balm. Optional: 1 to 2 teaspoon passion flower. Optional: 1 teaspoon raw honey. Optional: soothing and gut-friendly. 1 cup hot, not boiling. Filtered water. Instructions: place herbs in a ceramic or glass mug. Pour in hot water. Cover and let steep for 10 full minutes. Strain and sip slowly. 30–45 minutes before bed. Lower lights, put screens away, and allow your body to wind down. Mabel's story. I didn't know my mind could be quiet again. Mabel, age 71, was tired, not just physically, but emotionally. I lay in bed and think about everything. My heart isn't racing, but my brain just won't shut off. She'd tried chamomile, but it didn't work. When I asked how she made it, just a tea bag in boiling water. I leave it in for a couple of minutes. I showed her the right method: whole flowers, proper temperature, a covered mug, and a quiet nighttime routine. 1 week later, she told me, I didn't just sleep. I felt calm for the first time in months. 3 weeks later, I look forward to bedtime again. I feel safe at night. The power of the ritual. Here's the truth. The benefit of chamomile doesn't come just from the tea. It comes from the ritual. By slowing down, steeping your tea with intention, turning off the lights, and sitting in stillness, you're telling your brain, it's time to rest. This habit trains your internal clock, something no pill can do. Over time, your brain learns, when I drink this, I sleep. That's healing through rhythm, not force. Extra tip: chamomile foot. Soak for restless nights. If you deal with restless legs, muscle tension, anxiety in the body, try a chamomile foot soak. Foot soak. Recipe: 2 tablespoons chamomile flowers, 1–2 teaspoon dried lavender, 1 liter warm water. Soak your feet for 10–15 minutes before bed. Sit in quiet. Breathe slowly. It helps relax your entire system from the ground up. Let's reflect. Have you ever used chamomile before bed? Did you notice a change in your sleep? Have you tried using whole flowers and a slow ritual, not just a tea bag in a rush? Would you consider giving this a try, just for the next 3 nights? You might be surprised what happens when you give your nervous system exactly what it's been asking for, a cue to slow down. Final doctor's note: sleep isn't forced, it's allowed. I tell my patients this all the time. You can't force sleep, but you can create the space for it to return. Chamomile, when brewed with care, isn't just a drink, it's a message. You are safe now. The day is over. It's okay to let go. And sometimes, that's all the body needs to hear. Part 10. Walnuts, the brain-shaped seed that powers deep sleep from within. Why walnuts look like the brain and support it. 2. Some things in nature are more than coincidence. They're clues. Take the walnut, wrinkled on the outside, 2 hemispheres on the inside. It doesn't just resemble the brain, it nourishes it. Walnuts are packed with nutrients that promote natural melatonin production, protect the brain from oxidative stress, strengthen neural connections, and help promote deeper, more restorative sleep. Especially for older adults, this small seed carries big benefits. Why walnuts work so well for sleep? Let's look at what makes walnuts a nighttime powerhouse. Nutrient function in sleep and brain health. Omega-3s, ALA, helps produce melatonin, reduces brain inflammation. Natural melatonin, helps you fall asleep faster and sleep longer. Magnesium, calms nerves, lowers blood pressure, supports relaxation. Tryptophan, converts into serotonin, melatonin, vitamin B6, helps convert tryptophan into sleep-regulating chemicals. Polyphenols, antioxidants that protect memory and reduce brain aging. In short, walnuts don't just help you sleep, they help your brain rest and rebuild. Martin's story. It was like my body forgot how to sleep. Martin, 67, a retired electrician, wasn't dealing with nightmares or stress. He just kept waking up, every night around 3:30 a.m. We ran some tests, nothing serious, but we found low magnesium, mild inflammation, low omega-3 levels. Martin didn't want pills. He wanted something natural. So I gave him a bedtime habit, 4 to 5 soaked walnuts, 1-2 kiwi, and a cup of chamomile tea, 1 hour before sleep. Why kiwi? Because it's rich in serotonin, which boosts the effects of melatonin. Just 5 nights later, Martin said, "It's like my body remembered how to sleep. I wasn't trying, it just happened." Why you should soak your walnuts. Soaking raw walnuts makes them easier to digest and even more effective. Here's why. It reduces phytic acid, which blocks nutrient absorption. It improves magnesium and fat absorption. It activates enzymes that support digestion. How to do it? Put 4 to 6 raw walnuts in a small bowl of water. Let them soak for 8 hours. Overnight works best. Rinse and store in the fridge for 2 to 3 days. Eat about an hour before bed. Sleep rebuild. Snack bowl. This easy recipe combines ingredients that support melatonin, serotonin, blood sugar, and brain health, all in one simple plate. Ingredients: 4 soaked walnuts, 1 or 2 banana or 1 kiwi, a sprinkle of cinnamon, 1 tsp ground oats. Optional, helps regulate overnight blood sugar. A warm mug of oat milk or chamomile tea on the side. Why it works. Provides steady energy for the brain. Naturally supports melatonin release. Keeps your blood sugar stable through the night. Encourages serotonin production to improve mood and sleep quality. Eat it slowly, about 45 to 60 minutes before bed, as part of your wind-down routine. What not to do with walnuts. Before bed, walnuts are powerful, but timing and pairing matter. Avoid eating a large handful. Too much fat can cause indigestion. Pairing with chocolate, ice cream, or sugary snacks. Eating them dry if you have a sensitive stomach or mineral deficiencies. Do keep portions small. 4-6 is enough. Pair with calming fruits or complex carbs. Soak if you have digestion issues or low magnesium. Sleep isn't shutting off the brain. It's fueling it. Many people think sleep is just your body powering down, but your brain is actually very active at night. Clearing out waste, rebuilding neurons, restoring neurotransmitters, strengthening memories. Walnuts help feed these processes. They're not just a sleep aid, they're brain nourishment. And for older adults dealing with inflammation, memory loss, or low melatonin, walnuts can make a real difference. Let's reflect together. Quick questions for you. Do you ever wake up around the same time every night, without any clear reason? Have you tried natural solutions like food, instead of jumping to medication? Would you consider trying this sleep rebuild bowl for just 5 nights to see how your body responds? Sometimes, your body doesn't need more chemicals. It just needs the right signals and the right support. Doctor's note: sleep isn't about knocking you out. It's about bringing you back. The best part of my work isn't just hearing that someone finally slept. It's hearing this: I woke up and felt like myself again. Because that's what sleep does. It clears the fog. It restores calm. It gives you back your energy, your focus, your peace. And walnuts, simple, natural, brain-shaped little seeds, are part of that journey. They don't force your body to rest. They help it remember how to heal. Final part: closing reflection and your sleep ritual. Sleep is not a luxury. It's your birthright. Let's stop seeing sleep as something we chase, or something we've lost for good. Instead, let's remember this: sleep is not something broken in you. It's something your body still remembers, if we give it what it needs. Not pressure, not another pill, but nourishment, rhythm, and gentle cues, leading you back to balance, what we've uncovered together. Over the last few chapters, we've explored how your kitchen may be the most powerful sleep pharmacy you've never used. Let's recap: bananas, retrain your sleep signals; almonds, quiet stress and lower cortisol; cherries, help your internal clock reset; kiwis, boost serotonin and ease anxiety; sauerkraut, heal the gut to calm the mind; oatmeal, prevent blood sugar crashes and 3 a.m. wake-ups; chamomile, reintroduce a sleep ritual; walnuts, nourish your brain to support natural melatonin. Each one is a gentle helper, not a cure, but a companion. And together, they restore what time may have taken: your body's natural rhythm, your brain's built-in wisdom, your right to rest. Your evening sleep ritual: start tonight. JNCmKGw-Pvw by 8 p.m. Set the mood. Dim the lights. Power down screens. Put on soft music or enjoy quiet. Light a candle or use a warm lamp. 8:30 p.m. Choose a sleep-smart snack. Pick just one. Warm oatmeal with banana and flaxseed. Half a kiwi plus 4 soaked walnuts. A banana with chamomile tea. 9 p.m. Brew your calm. Prepare a proper chamomile infusion. Sip it slowly, not as a task, but as a ritual. 9:30 p.m. Anchor the routine. Write down one thing you're grateful for. Take 3 deep, steady breaths. Lie down and whisper gently to yourself, "Tonight is a gift. I receive it fully." Do this for 7 nights, not as a test, but as an offering to your own body. A final word from someone who's walked beside thousands of sleepless souls. In over 30 years as a physician, here's what I've learned. True healing begins with small acts of hope, and it grows through the habits we choose with care. You don't need to do it all at once. Just begin with one food, one ritual, one change, and let your body take the next step. Because better sleep doesn't come from forcing rest. It comes from building a life that invites it. Stay with us. You're not alone in this. If this video spoke to you, if something in your heart whispered, "I needed this," then we invite you to keep going with us. Subscribe to the channel for more real, compassionate, science-based guidance for your health and peace of mind. Leave a comment and tell us, what change are you ready to try tonight? And come back next week, We'll be sharing even more natural tools, bedtime rituals, and healing stories designed just for you. Because you're not done growing. You're not done healing. And the best nights of your life might still be ahead. Thank you for watching. Now go rest. You've earned it.